what about grassroots? What do you call it? Grassroots, guerrilla marketing, neighborhood marketing. What do you call it? And how does that come into play?
So there's so many names. I've heard ground game. I've heard guerrilla marketing. We have street teams. We have vibe tribes. We have community marketing. So first, like it's local marketing, external marketing, B2B relationships, being in the community. One of my favorite phrases is to be the mayor of your community so that everywhere you go, people know your name. Now, we also like to brand the term for the franchise brands that we like, that we work with. So as an example, Hoppin' High Tech Tap Room, theirs is the Vibe Tribe because they promise good vibes. So they send a Vibe Tribe into the community, and that's like their street team where they could go and duplicate an event in a luxury apartment complex and share their product with them live, and then also send people into the community that match what they would see in the store. Now, most of the time, what is true in community marketing is it's a franchisee or a general manager because you have not hired staff. Most of the time, 90 days out, 60 days out, you really hire staff closer to your opening. So in that case, I think franchisee training and media training and talking points and scripting is one of the most important things, because there's where you send them, what they're wearing, what they're saying, what they're offering, where they go, how often they go, how they follow up, right? So community marketing there is a strategy to it, because if you're a fitness brand and you're sending somebody that's not fit into the community, that doesn't look good for your customer base. If you're a holistic smoothie company and you're sending somebody in that doesn't believe in the product, like it doesn't translate. So being a product of the product is my best tip for a franchisee. A franchisee must love it so much that they are a product of the product they're offering. So everywhere they go, they talk about it. Every person they meet knows they're wearing their brand in the community. But yes, we actually will create very targeted strategies for apartments, to health fairs, to companies, to 5Ks, and where people go, wherever your marketplace is where you go. And so taking it one layer up is, what's your marketplace? So we always say, like, who are your top 5 to 7 core buying personas and demographics that will come into the store or interact with your franchise brand, has to be identified before you go into the marketplace. Because if you don't know who they are, you're going to all these different places and it's not going to land, and it's not going to translate into a lead or the follow-up or, somebody coming to the opening. So you have to know who you're attracting, and that work is done at the franchise brand level. And then the franchisee takes that information into their community and says, now where do these people eat, live, shop, breathe, think, go to church, work out, and how do we speak to them? What if your target audience is 20? What if they're 65? What if they're not who you are? How do you connect with them? What are their pain points? And, what matters to them? So understanding the personas also is the biggest missing link in community marketing.
How do you, like if Hoppin's out there, or Magnolia Soap and Bath, or GoGlow's out there, and they're wanting name, phone number, and email, what are you offering to get that? Is it a discount? Is it a free thing? What is it? What are some of the ideas to be able to trade for that name, phone number, and email?
It's a great question. And I would say people love to be incentivized. People love gaming. People love to have what's in it for me, the audience locally. So first, I always think, how are you going to make it easy to get their name and information? So the point of sale system, to a QR code, to a tablet at an event, you have to make it so easy for someone to say, how do they connect with you? If you're driving an app download, having a QR code that says, here, scan this and download our app and you'll get $5 off your first drink. Easy. So all somebody has to do is download the app, they put in their information, and it's loaded. So when they come in, it's already in there. So having a system, an app, a point of sale system, something the brand uses is important. Now, if you also then are soap, I would be giving out free samples everywhere and having the actual product sampled live and giving it to someone as a free sample, along with an incentive to get a name, phone number, email. As an example, when we were when I was in fitness and they would go to the bridal fairs, we would have a wheel to spin or a punch counter to say however many you can punch in 30 seconds or spin this wheel and win. So having fun things people can also engage with in the community, especially if it's local vibrant setting, like a 5K or an event or something, like definitely something people can interact with. And then everybody loves an enter to win. My favorite piece of advice is you have one grand prize and then you have everyone else that won second place. So you have the ability to say, Erik, you won. We're doing a $200 giveaway or 1 month free, whatever that is to your, to the product or service you're offering. And you call every other person of every other lead that you got and say, you were the second name we drew because just for fun, we wanted to see who would win second. And it was you. And this is what you get. And if that's a free bar of soap or that's something else, everybody loves to hear their name and especially to be recognized. And it gives you another touch point and another way to reach back out to everybody that gave you their information. Because the best thing you can do is capture the lead. The worst thing you could do is not follow up with them. Or just hold the information until you're open and say, hey, remember we met you that one time? No, you follow up the very next day and say, you won or you took second place. And then you start the conversation. So it's not just the lead capture, but it's also like how fast you can drive speed to lead with getting to communicate with them.
Thanks for listening to the Franchise Secrets podcast. Links to everything can be found over at franchisesecrets.com. And if you want my help with anything from starting your own franchise to growing your current franchise business, please visit scalablefranchise.com.